Hello, everybody, and welcome to ScreamBox Essential Picks number 11. The series has been really fun. So I do apologize for some of our episodes taking a while to come out. There's just a lot of things happening in the background. Dean is doing his festival circuit right now, and everything's very close. So he hasn't been on a lot of episodes, mainly because of that. And I've been trying to put out as much as I can in between all the promoting that I'm doing for the live show that's happening June 8th. So if you go on our socials or anything like that, you can find all the links and all the information that's going on. A poster just dropped today, which is absolutely awesome. But today, we're here to talk about ScreamBox and the two movies that I picked. One's a movie and one's a documentary. And we haven't really done a lot of documentary reviews or anything like that on the channel outside of interviews. So the two movies that I picked today is The Prey, which was very hard to find any information on this film. It's kind of seems to be buried. If you go on Rotten Tomatoes, there's barely anything on it. I was just on there. There was only an audience score of 22% or something like that. And it even has, I think, the year wrong. It says it came out in 1980, which I'm pretty sure it came out in 1983. And then the other film that I picked, that this came out, I think, around October or November of last year on ScreamBox, which is The Rise of the Synths. And I am a huge synthwave fan. I love anything synthwave, whether it be from the 80s or current. It's really good. It's something I can throw on that will kind of clear my head. If I'm not looking for like a traditional band and I want to just throw something on that's like a movie soundtrack but not a movie soundtrack, synthwave is where I go. But we'll dive into that later. First, I want to talk about The Prey. This movie, like I said, it was kind of hard to find anything on it, and this has been on ScreamBox for a while, and I watched this a while ago and I just revisited it, I think the other day, and I was like, you know what, I need to put this on the list, because I think this is a movie a lot of people just scroll on by or don't even know it's there. And I can see why people would do that, because this movie, it's a bit strange, but I like strange. I like things that aren't so cookie cutter, like all the other films that you see, especially as of late. Some things kind of seem like they're kind of cookie cutter, but this is from the 80s. It's an 80s slasher that takes place in the woods, and there are three couples, and they meet a ranger, and they're going up here to kind of get away and have some fun on the weekend and whatnot, and go hiking. So they go up there, and things start getting a little wacky. And it gets really wacky fast. But before I get into that, this is the synopsis. I have to go on ScreamBox for this because it was really hard for me to find. There's not even anything on IMDb. And they say, three couples go on a camping trip in the woods of Southern California during the summer where a deformed man is stalking their camp. And it's true. There is a deformed man who is stalking their camp. And they are in Southern California, and they are in the woods. This movie, I don't know what I would really put it on the scale of slashers. I guess you could say that, they're kind of, going the Friday the 13th route, but they're not, though. You think that because of like where they are and what's going on, but it's completely different. It's got like a little bit of like The Hills Have Eyes in it, sort of. I can kind of draw a little bit from that, and I can also take some stuff from I guess Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just a little bit. And I guess you could throw in Friday the 13th as well. There's a lot of shots of bugs and wildlife and just scopes, and there's a lot of shots that there's no dialogue. It's just background sound, minimal score really in this film. but I kind of like that. This movie, it sticks out to me because of all that, and this is why I think it's essential. Is I want people to go watch this and be in the same mindset that I was and be like, what am I watching? Do I like this? Do I not like this? After my second watch of this, which happened a couple days ago, I guess I can say that I can tolerate this film. And then you're going to ask, well, if you can just tolerate it and you don't really like it, why are you putting it on the essential list? And the reason why is because I want people to be aware of this. I want everybody to know that there's a film out there that is a little bit different, that may, not be one of the best films of all time. It's not the greatest slasher ever, but it's a film that is so buried that I think people need to watch it. So that's why I'm putting it on this list. I want you to go watch this on ScreamBox. It's called The Prey. And if you search The Prey on Rotten Tomatoes or on IMDb, you get so many movies. And they're not this one. They're not this one at all. It's fun. There's some pretty cool kills in it. The effects are pretty minimal, but when they are there, they're obviously practical, and they're okay. They're okay. Another film that this was making me think of is The Burning, but I don't remember what year The Burning came out. I think it might have been around the same time as this, or a little later, maybe. And that was like a Tom Savini movie. He did all the effects in The Burning. So I kind of get a little bit of a vibe from that, but not so much. So go check out The Prey. It's enjoyable. You can watch it and sort of have a blast, So go check this one out. And now moving on to my second pick, which is completely 360 from that, is The Rise of the Synths. It's a long documentary, but I love it. It goes over all of essentially modern synth wave bands that are going on, like Gunship. You got Carpenter Brute, and a bunch of other ones on there. Gunship is a band or I want to say group, that I've been listening to for a while, and I really have to thank Luke from Revealer for turning me on to them, because Gunship is a lot of the soundtrack in Revealer. And since listening to them, I'm like, I love synthwave. They really turned me on to what it means to enjoy synthwave. It's very experimental, and there's a lot of things you can do with it. And this documentary really, it goes hard into, and it's narrated by John Carpenter. John Carpenter's in the whole thing, and a lot of these bands, these groups, have had John be part of a song or whatever it may be. Like Gunship, I think they did something with John Carpenter. Carpenter Brute definitely did, because it's in the name. It's really, really fun. It's a long documentary, but if you like documentaries that are kind of outside film, and you want to dive into music, even though this does go into synthwave and music, as it goes over how John Carpenter kind of inspired all of these people to want to be a synthwave group or create synthwave, and when it goes into it, they even go as far back as to talking about MySpace and how they all found each other essentially through MySpace. And it's really fun. The score in it is so good too. It's an enjoyable film. Let me go on ScreamBox too, because I couldn't find anything on this on IMDb, I don't think, or Rotten Tomatoes, unfortunately. Usually when it comes to documentaries, you can't find a lot of things on it. So it's an hour and a half documentary. So it says, narrated by iconic director John Carpenter. Let me go to the full thing. Rise of the Synths traveled to 9 countries to interview the scene's biggest stars. Yeah, it's super duper cool. So, okay, I'm getting all the information on here. So it was released in 2019, but I think it got put on ScreamBox last year. I'm pretty sure. It's really fun. So I really highly recommend that everybody goes and watches Rise of the Synths. This is going to be a super short episode because I wanted to get this out. I wanted people to go and check these two out. And I know you probably think I shouldn't be putting documentaries on this list, but I have to. I have to put as many things from ScreamBox that I am enjoying at the moment into this series for you guys to go check out. Because I know there's some people that are on socials that say, I still don't know what to watch, and they're waiting for these episodes to come out. So I want to apologize to the folks that are always asking me, hey, when's the next episode coming out? Hey, do you have any recommendations or anything like that? And I always want to point to them to ScreamBox, like, direct. So if you're on socials, and you, especially on Twitter, if you just at ScreamBox and you just ask, hey, I'm looking for something to watch tonight, what do you recommend? And they will ask you what your preferences are, or ask you like your top 5 films, and then to kind of base it on there. Yeah. There's a lot on the site, and next month is going to be huge. We got the Barn 2 coming. I'm so excited for that. We covered the Barn, the first one on here. I think it was the first episode we ever did with Boomer from Podcast in the Woods, and it was super fun. Actually, it was the second episode that we did. So go check these two out. And as always, I do, a kind of a watch order of how I recommend you should watch these. So I highly recommend that you start off with The Prey. Just because it's what did I just watch? Do I like this? Do I not like this film? And then you move over to The Rise of the Synths and kind of, get a nice palate cleanser, get some nice music, a lot of interesting stories from these groups. And you can maybe fall in love with synthwave just like I did. So go check these two out. Let me know what you think of them. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I feel so discombobulated lately because of everything that's going on. I'm so gung-ho on everything that's going on with the live show because it's in literally 2 weeks as of tomorrow. So I do apologize for the long gaps in between all these episodes. I do promise, though, next week we're going to be right back on the rails. I'm pretty sure Dean has a little bit of a break, so we're going to be recording a lot of stuff with him. We got some trailer reactions that we're going to be posting, I'm pretty sure, very soon, that we were supposed to post a while ago. But bear with us, everybody. Okay, bear with us. There's a lot of really cool things that are going to be happening. And I'm lining up some really cool interviews. So let's keep at it. And thank you guys so much for the support. It means a lot. It really, really does. Without all of you guys, these live shows that I'm planning, I don't think would be possible. And the fact that people are excited for it, and we are getting ticket sales almost every single day. We have 149 seats total that we can sell, and we've already gotten a pretty good amount of them sold. So I'm very, very happy. So once you guys go watch these 2 movies, go on ScreamBox, browse it a little bit more after you're done with these ones. And also, I want to ask everybody listening, if there's a film that you have watched that I haven't had a chance to get to yet, and you want to recommend it to me to put on this list, that would be amazing. That would help me out from browsing all the time. So if there's one that you see on there, like, hey, this needs to be on this list, people need to watch this, let me know, and I can add it to one of these episodes. So thank you guys again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Stay scared.